Hello and welcome back to my English classes. I hope you are safe and well at home. Please do take care of yourself and please do like, subscribe and comment on my channel, My English Classes. Now today we are going to see class 10th chapter, Glimpse of India Explanation. Now first I will tell you the summary, then highlights of the main points. Now in the Glimpse of India there are three parts. First part is a baker from Goa who was Liccio Rodriguez. Second is Crook, Lokesh Abrol. Third is tea from Assam, Arup Kumar Datta. Now here it is telling you the glimpse of India. From different states you are getting what type of things which are famous all over. The first part we will see the baker from Goa. The first explanation is bakers of Goa known as padder. In olden Portuguese days, the people of Goa ate leaves of bread. In the olden days, in the time of Portuguese, they used to eat leaves of bread. Now these loaves have disappeared. With the passage of time, these loaves have disappeared, and in that place, but their makers are still there. The makers of the leaves or loaves of bread are still there, but preparing the material has been changed. The furnace also exists there even now. The khushboo hoti hai, the smell of these things are still there. The sound of the traditional bakers, bamboo can still be heard. Someone of the family still carries this business. These bakers are known as padder in Goa even today. Why? Because this profession is going on from one generation to the other, and the other means in one house from one generation to other they are continuing the same job. Second point, coming of the baker. The baker used to be author's friend and guide. Who? The writer who has written about the glimpse of India. He used to come twice a day. The sound of this bamboo woke the author and others from sleep. Okay, the sound when he used to prepare these bakes, the sound is made, and because of that sound, people used to get up. The author used to run to him for bread bungles. The maid servants used to buy loaves and carry them inside the houses. Okay. Third point, delivering the loaves. जैसे आजकल home delivery होती है, like Swiggy and Zomato. If you order, they will provide the tables to your place only where you are living. In the same way, in those days, delivering these loaves. The baker come with the jung sound of his bamboo staff. Means just bamboo का group था. One hand supported the basket on his head, like putting on the head like this. जैसे गांव वाले रखते हैं, they used to put it on the head, the basket. The other banged the bamboo on the ground. The baker would place the basket on the bamboo. Stand कह सकते हो एक तरीके से. The bamboo was a stand. Whenever they used to sell, they used to keep that basket down on that bamboo and they used to give it. The baker would place the basket on the bamboo. The author and others would look at his basket because it was tasty. So whenever he used to come, people used to see him. They would eat the loaves with hot tea. They would not brush their teeth. मतलब वो इतनी morning में आ जाता था कि they used to eat those loaves with tea without cleaning their teeth and all, washrooms and all. They first eat this thing because they loved it. Next point, importance of bread. The baker was very important for all occasions. Marriage gifts were meaningless without the sweet bread called bol. Sandwiches, cakes and bowling bars were made with the bread. Now this bread was so important, so good to eat, that in those days the place was very important place was there for this type of bread, and it was distributed in marriages as a gift. Okay, they were given like sweet breads called bol, sandwiches, cakes, and bolinhas, which were made of these breads. So in the marriage it was compulsory to have these bread. Baker's dress. The baker or bread seller of the past had particular dress. It was known as kabai. Okay, the name of the dress is kabai, which the bakers and the sellers of these breads were wearing it. It was a single piece long frock style miti. It reached down to these. It is similar to half pant of today. Okay, जैसे small gown कह सकते, you can say a short gown. In that form, the dress was there for the bakers. Next point, baker a happy family. A baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. ऐसे तो वो दे दिया करता था. He noted down, जैसे we used to give the monthly payment to the milkman, to the ration wala. Okay, in the same way, he used to collect the money in the end of the month. Baking was a profitable profession in the olden days. The baker and his family never starved because they used to sell these breads were sold every day to large extent. Their fat bodies showed that they were happy and were not poor because of their appearance. Okay, it was seen that they were not starving. We'll see the highlights of the first part. The Portuguese loved eating various kinds of bread. They left Goa long back, yet the makers of these breads are still there. One can still see the infrastructure for making the bread. Even now, from generation to generation, these breads are still made in Goa. The narrator describes the role of the baker when he interacted with the baker called Badder. Okay. Now, how come the author has able to know about the baker? Because of he has met the baker and had a conversation with him. The baker would strike his bamboo with a jingling thud to wake up the sleeping children. There was a sound. The children would peep into the baker's basket for the bread bangles. Next point, the servant of the houses would take the bread for him. The bread had a specific role during the marriages which were incomplete without it. So these breads were so important that without these type of breads, marriage was incomplete. Now we will see the second part, Krug. Krug, a heavenly place. Krug lies between the coastal town of Mangalore and Mysore. It is very beautiful place like heaven. It must have come from the kingdom of God. Strong men, beautiful women, and wild creatures live in it. The first part was telling about the importance of bakers in Goa. In the second part, we are seeing about the place. This is the glimpse of India, what the writer has given. Okay, second point, Krug's weather and environment. Krugs or Kodagu. Krug is also known as Kodagu, is the smallest district in Karnataka. It has evergreen forests, spices and coffee plantations. In this area, spices are grown and coffee is grown. Many visitors come to it between September to March. The weather is fine then, the air is full of coffee flavor because coffee is produced there. So the smell of the coffee is still there in the surroundings. Next point, people of Krug origin, etc. The people of Krug of the Greek or Arabic descent, the story goes that a part of Alexander's army settled there. A small part of Alexander's army, it is believed that they have settled down there. Its return became impartial. These people married among the locals. Among themselves, they got married. These people married among them locals. This culture is seen in the matrial tradition, marriage and religious rites, that they are getting married among themselves. The Arab origin is seen in the long. back coat worn by Kodavas. Okay, the tradition is moving from one generation to another. So this can be seen even now. It is known as kupia. It is like the kupia worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. Next point, Krug and its people. Krugi homes have a tradition of hospitality. Means they are there to hospitalize you if someone gets any sickness. The people have many tales of bravery. Krug regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian army. Okay? General Cariappa, the first army chief, was a Corgi. Even today, Kodavas are the only people in India to carry firearms without the license. मतलब सब जगह पे it is important to have license to keep the arms, but here in Krug it is not compulsory. Next point about its wildlife. The river Kaveri gets its water from Krug's forest and hills. Mahasir, the largest freshwater fish, is found in these waters. What are found? Mahasirs. Mahasirs are found in this area. Kingfisher, squirrels and langurs are found near these waters to get their food. Birds, bees, butterflies give well a good company here. Elephants enjoy being bathed and here by their mouths. Means in these waters the animals are living there. The elephants used to come and take bath also. Now the landscape of Krug. The Brahmagiri hills give the climber a whole view of Krug. Means if you reach to the Brahmanagri, then you from the top of that hills you can see the entire Krug. A walk across the rope bridge leads to 64-arched island of Nisargandhama. Okay. Buddhist monks from India's Tibetan settlement live in Bailakuppe here. One can see them dressed in red, or and yellow robes. Means the Buddhists are staying there, the monks, and the color of their dress is red or and yellow. Now the next part, the third part in the glimpse of India, we will see tea from Assam, which is also famous all over the world. Rajveer and Prangul on the way to Assam. Rajveer and Prangul were traveling to Assam. The tea vendor called Chai Garam. Okay, they took tea and sipped it. Rajveer told Pranjal that over 100,000 cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world. Means here Rajveer has told Pranjal that the importance of the tea of Assam is so famous that many people used to drink this tea every day. Next point, tea garden scene. Rajveer looked at the beautiful scenery outside. Pranjal kept reading his detective books. There was greenery outside. Soon, the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. Means जैसे आप लोग train से when you travel, you see the fields. Now gradually when they were moving in that area, they found a paddy field. Paddy means जैसे उसमें लग रहा हो जैसे किसी ने अलग से एक घास लगा दी और उस पर लोग चल रहे हैं. Pads लगे. Tea bushes spread as far as the eye could see. There were shade trees also over the areas. In the distance there was an ugly building. It was a tea garden. Now tea is produced in Assam, and as it is famous for tea, the big grounds are seen in this tree. Next point, about legends behind tea, about the people behind this tea production. They were in Assam. The tea country Assam has the largest concentration of tea plantation in the world. Rajveer and told Pranjal that no one really knew who discovered tea. There are many legends about it. There are many people involved in the production of tea in Assam, which is famous all over the world. Chinese legends. Even the Chinese were involved in tea making. The Chinese emperor always boiled water before drinking it. One day a few leaves of branches burning under the pot fell into the water. It gave a delicious flavor. These were tea leaves. Now what type of leaves were fallen in the hot water? The tea leaves. And when those leaves were boiled into it, a different kind of flavor has been formed. And this was the introduction of tea. Indian legend. Bodhidharma, the Buddhist monk, cut off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during the meditation. Okay, now one of the monks have cut off his eyelids. 10 tea plants grew out of his eyelids, it is believed. These leaves, when put in hot water and drunk, banished sleep. मतलब कहते हैं ना कि when you drink tea, the sleep, if you are feeling sleepy, then it is where you feel okay when after drinking tea. So it is believed that the eyelids of the monk has been dropped down and the leaves were framed from those eyelids, and that when it is put into water, नींद गायब हो जाता है. Tea and China. Rajvi told Pranjal that tea was first drunk in China. It was as far back as 2700 BC. Words like chai and chini are Chinese. These are Chinese words. Tea came to Europe in the 17th century. It was then drunk more as medicines. ठीक है, टी को मेडिसिन्स के फॉर्म में भी लिया जाता है. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, रीचिंग द डेस्टिनेशन. Both of them dropped at Maraini Junction. They were driven to the Karbari tea estate. On both sides of the road there were hours and hours of tea bushes because they went to Assam, and Assam is famous for tea. So on the road sides, both the sides, tea bushes were there. Women with bamboo baskets were plucking the new leaves from them. The ladies were seen plucking the leaves. Next point, Rajvi's knowledge about tea plantation. Pranjal's father received them there. They had come there in the sprouting season. Sprouting means जैसे जब वो कली फूटती है, नई नई पत्तियाँ निकलती, उस टाइम में आए थे. At last from May to July. It gives out the best tea. The time for getting the best tea leaves is from May to July. Rajvi told this to Pranjal's father. He told Rajvi that he knew many things about tea plantation. Rajvi told him that he would learn more and more about the tea plantation here. I hope you have understood the chapter. Please do like and share my channel, Mahi English Classes. Thank you.